Saturday, my son Caleb, 16 years old, he wasn't feeling right. Had no idea what was wrong with him. He said his legs felt funny, felt a little heavy. I'm just thinking he's a boy. He's played around. He's been wrestling. He's done hurt himself. And I'm going to have to pay Dr. Bill. So he kept saying, he's like, Mom, I need something. My legs feel funny. They just feel heavy and weak. So I gave him a muscle relaxer because I thought, he's pinched a nerve. I'll take him to the chiropractor. He'll be good. Friday night, he went to the bonfire with the young people. And I got messages of, Caleb's lost his balance. Caleb can't squeeze a ketchup bottle. You need to get him to the doctor. Still not thinking anything serious. So I thought, well, I'll just call the doctor on Monday. But Saturday morning, I woke up, and the Lord had spoke to me, and He said, go to the doctor. Go, don't wait. So I took him to the emergency room at Lourdes, and first miracle started because we got right in. And y'all know you got to wait in the emergency room. We got right in. We didn't have to check in. We didn't have to turn in an insurance card. They took us right back to a room. And within 5 minutes, there was a doctor. What's going on? He said, you don't look sick. Because Caleb's still texting and he's still laughing and joking. He's like, oh, my legs are weak. No biggie. And I can't squeeze a ketchup bottle. Well, they started doing their test and the doctor said, well, we're going to do a CAT scan on your back. But I think that this reminds me of a rare syndrome called Guillain-Barre syndrome. And it's very rare. And that's all he said. And he just walked out. I didn't know. I didn't have a clue what he was talking about. So they did the CAT scan. They drew some blood. They came back and they said, we're going to have a neurologist look because there's nothing wrong with his back. And we're going to admit him because this is a syndrome that it starts as a paralysis in your feet and it works its way up. And before long, he may have to be intubated. So we want to keep him here. Well, y'all with babies can imagine. I didn't know what to do. He looked at me and said, Mom, am I going to die? No, Caleb, you'll be all right. But I was afraid, of fear. And so they called his pediatrician. He was gone, fall break. And the doctor on call said, I don't feel good enough to treat this. I don't know enough about it. You need to send him to Vanderbilt. And so we got an ambulance, and on we went. And let me tell you, that was the longest ride in my life. Questioning God, what is going on? What is your plan? I don't understand. And I couldn't understand. I was like, I know I'm supposed to have faith, but oh my word, Lord, what's going on? And we got there. They did a spinal tap, and the neurologist came in, and he said, I want to prepare you because it's already been to his arms. He's lost his strength in his arms and his hands and his feet and his legs. It's going to progress. Before tonight is over, he will be paralyzed, and he will be intubated. And I want to prepare you. And I just want to say that, I knew there were so many people texting and saying, we're praying for Caleb. And my dad said, it's going to be all right. Because God's got a plan for him. And God's going to take care of this. We had people praying up north. We had people praying in Heron. We had people praying in Vienna. People were checking in. I know everybody here was praying. And they started the treatments. The neurologist said, don't expect to see any results. Because it's going to take up to 5 months for you to even see any kind of improvement. So they did the treatments for 3 days. By day 2, after they've done the treatment all night long, and they check him every 30 minutes, they come in and they check him in the morning to see how his strength is. He got strength back in his hands. And the lady said, oh my word, he has strength in his hands. I said, really? Well, we're praying for him. She said, well, I don't know, but he's stronger. So she said, but, he's still going to be here a while, so don't get your hopes all up. It's going to take a while. The head of the neurology came in, and he said, don't think after the 3rd treatment he's going to be able to get up and walk around and be just fine, because he won't. You're going to have to do a lot of work on him, and then recovery is at least up to a year after physical therapy and stuff. 3rd treatment went. The next morning they came in. He got up and walked around. He was standing up. feel that? He'd say, yeah. Can you feel that? Yeah. Can you feel that? Yeah. Well, he's got his strength back. He don't need to be here. I said, that's the power of prayer, baby. That's what that is. That's God. That's a God thing. And she said, well, I don't know, but I've never seen anything like this. It doesn't go away like that. I said, it does when you ask God for something. The PT lady came in, the OT lady came in. She said, he don't need any physical therapy for his arms. He's good. He can go. He'll need physical therapy, but he don't need OT. He don't need to work on his hands. They sent him home in 5 days. 5 days. They told me 5 months. He had a walker when he started, and when he left in 5 days, he was walking out of the hospital without a wheelchair, without a walker, without anything. If I didn't have these papers in my hands, I would not have even known there was anything wrong with your boy. I would not believe it. And I said, Dr. Bud, that's the power of prayer. He said, I want to meet your pastor because he sure got a direct line to God. That's what he told me. I said, come on out. We're in Calvary. He went to the physical therapy lady right after that. She called me in 15 minutes. Ma'am, Miss Whitten, I work with them in the hospital, and it usually takes a long time. She said, I gave him the most extensive test I could give. The hardest one possible.